All living organisms such as humans, animals and plants need energy to perform activities like moving, growing, repairing body parts and even sleeping. This energy comes from the food we eat. But food alone cannot give us energy directly. The food we eat is first broken down in the body into a simple sugar called glucose. Then, in our body cells, glucose reacts with oxygen to release energy. This process is called respiration. So, respiration is a process by which energy is released from inside the cells. Breathing and respiration, these two terms are often confused, but they are not the same. Let us understand the basic difference between breathing and respiration. Breathing is a physical process of taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, whereas respiration is the chemical process of releasing energy from food. Breathing basically happens inside the lungs, whereas respiration takes place in the cells. Breathing is also known as external respiration, and respiration is also known as cellular respiration. So this is the basic difference between breathing and respiration. Now let's understand with a simple example. When you inhale and exhale, that is breathing. But the process inside your body cells that breaks down food to give you energy, that is respiration. Respiration can take place in two ways depending on the presence or absence of oxygen. That is aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So what is aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration basically takes place in the presence of oxygen. Here, glucose is completely broken down into carbon dioxide and water with the release of large amount of energy. Like for example, humans and most animals respire aerobically. In anaerobic respiration, basically it takes place in the absence of oxygen, and here glucose is partially broken down into alcohol and carbon dioxide with release of less amount of energy. For example, yeast. Yeast respires anaerobically, which is used in baking and brewing. If you have yeast at home, you can perform this simple experiment to show the process of anaerobic respiration. So just add sugar and yeast to warm water. It shouldn't be too hot or too cold. Keep it covered, and after some time you will observe the bubbles forming from that, and that is carbon dioxide from anaerobic respiration. Now let's understand the process of respiration in humans. The process of breathing involves taking in oxygen rich air and giving out carbon dioxide rich air. This entire process occurs because of the action of various organs of respiratory system. We all know that we take in air through nostrils, and when we breathe in, air passes through our nostrils into the nasal cavity. Air then reaches the lungs, which are located in the chest cavity, and the actual mechanism of breathing involves the movement of rib cage and the diaphragm, which are located around and at the base of the chest cavity. So the breathing involves two processes, inhalation and exhalation. Now what happens during inhalation? During inhalation, the diaphragm moves down and the rib moves upwards and outwards, thereby increasing the space in the chest cavity, and this leads to movement of air inside the lungs. And during exhalation, the diaphragm moves up and the ribs move downwards and inwards, thereby reducing the size of the chest cavity. This leads to the movement of air out of the lungs. Now let's understand how the exchange of gases takes place in our body. Now inside our lungs, there are millions of tiny balloon-like air sacs called alveoli. These alveoli are surrounded by very thin blood vessels called capillaries. So oxygen from the air moves into the blood and carbon dioxide from the blood moves into the alveoli. The blood carries oxygen to all the body cells for cellular respiration. In the cells, the glucose reacts with oxygen to release energy, carbon dioxide and water. The carbon dioxide is then carried back to the lungs and then breathed out. Different animals have different organs for respiration. Fish use gills, frog use moist skin and lungs, whereas insects use spiracles, and humans use lungs. Like animals, plants also respire. They take in oxygen through tiny pores called stomata and release carbon dioxide. And this happens all the time, even at night. In older roots, the exchange of gases occur by lenticels. In plants, both photosynthesis and respiration occur during the day. So plants take in both carbon dioxide and oxygen during the day. However, during the night, photosynthesis doesn't occur and only respiration takes place. This was just a basic concept of respiration in organism. Hope you liked it. Please share the content ahead. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.